Yeah. One. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to the Divine Brothers podcast meeting here in August of 2025. Oh man, what a week, what a week, what a week. Chase is down, Austin is eating barbecue sandwiches, and I'm basically visiting other planes of existence. So it's pretty good all around. It's a trinity of divinity here, and I feel pretty good about it, yeah. I think maybe a good place to begin is with the latest controversy in America. Have you guys seen this American Eagle ad for Sydney Sweeney? Have you guys seen this?
Yes.
Yes. And Chase, what's your opinion, and how much of a eugenicist slash Nazi do you claim to be?
I watched the videos of it pissing off like fat white people and like out of unattractive black people as well. So if you're you're either a white person that's a reject or an unattractive black person that's complaining about it. Yeah. I love it. I think it's a good play on words. And yeah, if it's beautiful to be black, why can't it be beautiful to be blonde with blue eyes? Because, there's some fucking fine women with blonde hair and blue eyes.
The thing is that like it's really a commentary on beauty, not race and eugen. I don't understand why I jumped to eugenics. I could see it going towards beauty, like redefining what beauty is. You know what I mean? I'm obsessed with Dick Cavett. I love Dick Cavett interviews, and he interviews these stars from the '60s and '70s. Have you ever seen like Raquel Welch or Sophia Loren?
Raquel Welch is the famous poster of the chick in the caveman days. Like she was fucking fine. In that caveman
Yeah.
movie,
Oh,
yeah, she didn't speak. She was stunning. Stunning.
dude, I I'm truly gay. Like I've had vaginas in front of me, and I've been like, "Ugh, this is doing nothing for me. But man, she was so beautiful in those
Yeah.
interviews that I could feel like little stirrings of heterosexuality with inside of me. You know, it was that powerful. It could turn a straight man gay under the right circumstances. You know what I mean? And that was like a type of beauty that I just feel like is so rare these days. You know, it's bringing that back. It's bringing back the gold standard that makes people hard across the world. And I think that's something we should at least appreciate. You
What
know?
apparently she's conservative. Her mom's into Trump, but the fact that you have a really hot up and coming chick in Hollywood that's like, fuck it, I'll say I got great genes with blonde hair and blue eyes. And I know people are gonna call me a Nazi. I'm like, I like you. I didn't really care for her before. I think she's hotter now. She's way hotter to me.
But here's the thing. If you had a stunning black chick, like, and I have seen some stunning black chicks doing the same commercial, I'd still buy it. If she was hot, I'd still buy it,
The
man.
key
Like, if
word is
you,
stunning. And they don't
yeah.
fucking get that. Let me do that job. I will never disappoint. I'll fucking nail it every time.
I,
Every time.
this is an interesting question, Chase. Like, we talked about this before, Austin, but Chase, you think you could pick the UFC round girls, you know, to bring out the.
I think it's a huge mistake that they've picked. It's like I think Dana does it, and Dana's got this weird taste. It's like one's hot, one's not really. So if I was in charge of the UFC, they would be the hottest women on the planet, and people would watch just to see the chicks in between the rounds.
You claim to have this, like,
Yep.
you have your hand on the pulse of the zeitgeist. You understand what exactly the world desires, Chase. But have you tested this? Have you had those moments where you've shown your selected Chase pick and everyone in the room goes, my God, she's a fucking goddess? Have you confirmed this bias
In my head, yes, I have. Yes,
in your head?
I I
I will.
just do you okay? Have you seen the UFC girls? Right? Don't they kind of disappoint you? I'm like, what are we doing here? What are we?
Well, speaking of the UFC, one girl that Chase point, I remember you pointing out this girl to me as a kid, and I remember like thinking, okay, she's fucking gorgeous. Gina Carano,
Hmm.
you know,
Yeah.
in the day, like when she was a fighter and stuff, there was something very sexy about her, you
Have
know.
you seen her
It
recently?
changed over time. Yeah, it's not the same.
No,
It's not.
she's chunky. It's
Yeah.
interesting because there are beautiful women. Like Gina's a big girl. Gina's 5'8", 150. You know, like
Yeah.
that's big, but she was
Fighter.
hot. That was muscle. And it's interesting. You see her she didn't have kids. 5, 10 years later, it's not as solid. And she's attractive, but she's like Miss Piggy. You know, she's got a Miss Piggy body now. She's a larger, not as hot woman. You got to be careful with chicks like that, man. You got to be careful. They're too big and in shape. If they get out of shape, they're immediately chunks. Chunks, man.
Austin, I think we need some sobering opinion here. What do you think, huh?
He didn't know her.
No, I don't know her. I thought we were talking about Sweeney.
Talk about Sweeney.
Yeah, so I was at our friend Steve's house, and he showed me this video, and he told me it was controversial, and I really didn't understand. What I really didn't like about it personally was I didn't like the jeans. I thought they're like she was wearing like bell bottom jeans.
The
I
jeans
was like,
It's
sucked.
harkening
Yeah.
back to the old days. Yeah.
yeah, that was my least favorite part. I didn't really get the jeans part, but like you said, I didn't take it as race. I think if you're like preoccupied with race, it might
Mm,
trigger you in that fashion. But I was like,
right.
my feeling was like, oh, I'm really attractive, and these jeans are also very attractive. Like I think the analogy was pretty obvious on the face of it.
But they're not good jeans. I don't get it. She's got a great body and it doesn't show it off at all.
But you don't like jeans, Chase. You're not a jeans guy.
Yeah, but a girl can wear jeans in a sexy way, for sure.
You don't. You didn't think that was sexy?
They weren't tight. They weren't tight
She
jeans.
was fucking braless, man. Her tits were basically
She's
out. You
selling the
know.
jeans. Austin didn't like the jeans either.
I I don't like jeans either. I would never wear a jeans outfit. You know what I mean? Like that's fucking old school. But
Let's
I mean,
talk
a
about
good pair.
let me ask you
Mhm.
this, man, with the jeans. You were forced to wear jeans. You had to have a cool pair of jeans. And but there was different styles. What type of style did you guys rock with the jeans?
Not skinny. I couldn't do the skinny shit. That was big when I was a kid, like the skinny jeans
Mm.
bullshit. If I put those on, it looked fucking awkward, man. I tried, because gay guys and
Well, you
hanging
have
out with
tree
music.
trunks for legs. You can't wear those skinny
I
jeans.
couldn't do that shit. No, so I had to do the in between, and but I did like a little shape, show off the ass a little bit.
Oh,
That's
okay.
important.
All right. Okay.
Yeah,
Sure.
yeah, yeah. How about you? Boot cut?
Relaxed fit.
Oh yeah, of
Just
course.
easy, man. Not tight.
The least sexy of all the
It's
jeans, the
most
relaxed.
comfortable though. Most comfortable.
Fair enough, fair enough. Jeans are out of my life. I don't wear jeans anymore.
I haven't worn jeans in years, let alone
Yeah,
pants.
yeah. I gotta wear slacks. I gotta wear slacks. Not even slacks. They're comfortable. They're like new shit that they got here in China. That's just fits good and feels good and just looks good and all that. It's just easy, 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 easy. There's a place in China called Uniqlo, and China is weird because everyone just got the memo on the dress code. Everybody dresses exactly the same.
Mm,
Everyone wears the same colors. It's white, gray, black, nothing else. You will
really?
never see another color in China. You know what I
Red?
mean?
Red.
If you see red, it'll be a China flag on the clothes,
Wh-
like maybe like an athletic shirt with like a little China flag on it,
What's the color you never see in China?
like neon green,
Yeah, nothing,
yellow,
nothing bright.
nothing bright
Why
ever,
is that? Why
ever.
no brightness? Why is that?
It's united people. Speaking of eugenics, 95% of China's Han Chinese, and they all said, we're all agreeing that this is the dress code. They keep it comfortable. Like they're big on loose fitting clothes, like big baggy t-shirts, big baggy sweatpants and stuff like that. But yeah, everybody dresses exactly the fucking same. You know,
Hmm,
that it's just universal. I've never seen anything else like it's nothing like America where everybody's trying to fucking scream with their fashion. So, yeah. That's how it is here.
cool.
Yeah, a little bit easier to live in. Anyways, that's Sydney Sweeney, everybody, and that's the only thing I fucking was paying attention to. Just because it was like on the news. I didn't give a fuck about anything else this week. You know, it was all me just focusing in on my spiritual journey. Yeah, that was my big focus. Yeah. How about you, Chase? What were you up to?
Taking L's, man. I'm still waiting for my week where I have consistent W's. I had like five things going on this week. I had an appeal for my business profile on Google, two licenses I was trying to get, and the billing service that I do that's credentialing me was going to credential me on both boards. And all five of them just said, no. We need this. We can't do this. You're going to lose this, and this is not going to happen. I was like, this is incredible. Oh, and my visa might not go through. I think it will, though. But if that doesn't go through, then God's throwing things at me and laughing. That's my new belief. You ever,
There's a
our uncle used to say that. And it'd be, oh man, Jesus is, what is he saying? Throwing snowballs at me? And the snowballs got rocks in them.
I was watching a Rodney Dangerfield bit, and he's got this great bit where he's like every day, ever since I was a kid, I got the heaviness, this heaviness. It's always over me. And every morning I look at it, I say, "Oh, hello, heaviness." And he looks down at me and says, "You're gonna get it today, you know that." I mean, like, you're gonna get it today. It's like, oh man, that's how Chase feels. I'm sorry, brother.
I
Maybe
it's
maybe
interesting.
karma's real.
I truly believe I don't know if you can manifest it or if it's karma from a past life. Because I talked to this one guy, and I swear to God, every week is a better week, and he's got stories to back him up, just incredible stories. And I'm like, man, like you think you're just born lucky? He's like, yeah, yes, it's always fallen into place. And I was like, that is, I cannot imagine that reality. For me, it has been nothing or shit goes awry and it's fucked or I barely get by in the end. Like, I can't imagine just smooth sailing. I wish I could envision that in my head. I can't. And I don't know if you can create that. Maybe you're just born into it.
I think you can. Don't you think that the Ram Dass book makes you think that you can kind of forge your own castle in your mind?
I
Like
think it's possible. I think right now I'd love to see a W. That would help. When you get so skewed, you just start thinking, fuck. But yeah, I think it's possible. I haven't figured it out. I haven't figured that one out yet, guys.
I think
That's-
the mind. I think you can definitely forge your own little happy place in your mind. Yeah. Go ahead, Austin. Sorry.
yeah, no, just listening to Chase complain like that, it really hurts me
Oh,
deep in my soul, because I remember when I was in that Arctic forest withdrawing from heroin, you know, just saying I could use a W. Actually, that never occurred to me. I'd say, you know what, I'm going to take responsibility for my life and I'm going to move
mm.
forward. You know what I mean? And that was a
Yeah.
healthy perspective. And Chase is just kind of wallowing in his own self pity and grief. It's hard to see.
It's true. And you know what? Mom and dad keep calling me and bitching about him because he's so fucking negative. It's really awful, man. But Chase, I love you. I love you. I hope you do better, man.
This,
It's all coming.
this is beautiful. This is a summary of my life. Every single fucking angle, every angle, it's an insult. Straight to the face, behind the back, in the side of the head. Did he hear that? Ah, fuck it. Who cares? It's just what it's just every fucking angle. It's like, okay, all right. So, yeah, you get used to it. I do, I think I've like got comfortable in the lows. It's like, oh, you low again. All right. Been here before. Go sit in the corner. I got like a couch set up. Like it's a place that I'm used to being. So the fact that you get there now, it doesn't really phase you.
At least it's not the lowest of the low. You
No,
know.
I know it's temporary too, but it's like, man, I just a string of double. So get this week. This particular gentleman takes a road trip with his father-in-law. And I'm like, why are you doing that, man? You trying to do this for the wife? He's like, no, it's the right thing to do, man. It's the right thing. And I'm like, oh my God, you're making me sick. Goes to Savannah, Georgia, has a hot dog eating contest, goes to Washington, D.C., gets drunk with a bunch of strippers. The stepdad gets numbers and he's got all the pictures, see all the sights, go to Philadelphia, have a great time having a Philly cheese. I was like, every single city had a great story. I was like, man, have you ever just continuous wins? Never, ever. Anything. Have you guys ever had a string of luck where it's just wins?
Yeah.
Win.
I've had some good times, man. Oh,
Win.
dude.
Nah, not
I
one
remember.
good time. I'm talking multiple wins. Almost
Yeah, I
like
remember.
you're in the momentum of it, like you're in the flow state.
Yes, I remember being in Europe, and No, better yet, Japan. And I remember going from city
Oh,
to city, just fucking a new guy every day.
damn.
Just bam,
Grinding
show
on
you
grinding.
around,
Yeah.
riding across Japan. And you'd meet some guy that show you all the local hot spots. You'd go on some cool little adventure somewhere. You'd bang it out, then you'd go to a new city and you'd do it again. Yeah, that's some good times,
What
man.
do you think it was the aura of that land? Like you were a past life there, or you just what do you think it was? Why was that so in sync for you?
I think it was probably my dick.
Hmm.
you know I think that I am convinced after reading that Ram Dawson book that the Austin, is it the second chakra, the one that's associated with sexual energy, is that correct?
Yeah, that sounds right.
Yeah, so I think I have an overactive second chakra. And therefore, all of my great experiences in life are associated with sex. I think this is probably in our DNA, speaking of eugenics. I think Vic and Mom probably have the same shit, where like the peak experiences in life are sexual. And the other day, I focused my meditation on my second chakra, and it was a next level experience, man. I think sex is the key. I think if we can find a way to utilize sexual energy, then there will be the promised land, brother. That's the key in life. Anytime sex is involved, I always feel like it either ruins me or it takes me to nirvana. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I think that's the secret sauce. You have a sexual connection that
Hmm.
takes you to that next level. You know what
Hmm.
I'm saying?
Hmm. What do you think, Professor Austin? Do you agree with that?
Yeah, I think Dean's onto something. It's well known that certain sects of Taoist inner alchemy use sexual energy as like the primal basic energy in which they transmute into the higher types. And some of them actually say that you can't reach the highest stages without engaging in these practices with a consort in a sexual fashion. But the basic idea, I think, is pretty straightforward. That one of the most powerful energies in the human body and the human psyche is libidic energy, and that if you can transmute that to something higher, which I believe we've talked about before, your writing. Like I think that was actually like all jokes aside, I think that was like a genuine transmutation of the lower base energies into a higher chakra. Like because whatever writing is, maybe associated with the throat, but I certainly took it that way when you talked about it.
Yeah, I really do think that, because Chase, I mean, don't you think that the most energy in your life, like the most intensity in your life, is the libido, in terms of the most passion, the most feeling, the most intensity? It's got to be libido, right?
It's powerful. It could take me over, and it's unbelievably difficult to tame. And I will say this though, when it is satiated, that is, I think, the best version of Chase. Like it's just there's just an ease to existence. Like when that side is constantly replenished, that's the proper way to live. And I think, Dean, if we had millions, it would be terrifying because we would just. But I say you, I'd go down the rabbit hole too. It'd be bad. It'd be bad for both of us, man. Yeah.
But don't you? What about it? About the old George Costanza bit, where he
Oh.
stops thinking about sex,
I thought
and
about the one where he gets
Jerry.
into sex and he adds food and TV and he
Oh yeah,
really,
it
yeah,
gets over the top. Yeah, so you
yeah,
got both, right? But
yeah.
remember, Jerry's got the lettuce and he holds the little leaf and he's like, this is your brain, the lettuce, and he holds. You've been using only this. This is the part that thinks about sex. This is the part you use for everything
And
else.
George is entrenched. He's listening to every word and agreeing. Like, that's right. Yeah.
Yes, yes. But do you ever think that maybe like there's an intense, a terrible proportionality of your energy? And what I mean by that is that like the amount of mental energy, physical energy dedicated to parts of your life is totally out of distribution.
With the sex.
No, you could just say it could be in general, right? Like, so for example, I would say the times I feel the most passionate in life, get the most excited in life, are usually with sexual things or like pleasure things.
Yeah.
And I can never meet that intensity with work ever, you
No,
know? I,
no.
yeah.
I'm with you. You know, I give three great things in life. Probably ranked food. I love a couple of meals. Beautiful, especially when I'm high. Um, Great massage, head massage, but I would look forward to that spa day. I'm like, yeah, fuck, yes, let's go. And then sex. So I'm right with you. Those are the three greatest pleasures in life to me. It's just
And you can give
hedonism.
focus and energy to those things, but you can't give focus and attention to, say, learning Spanish, you know?
That is true. And I will say that some people, though, feel that way about learning shit or doing some particular craft. Me and you, we're hedonists, man. That's who we are. You know, we're the leaders of the tribe, but other people actually,
Hedonist. I don't claim that title. I'm the shaman in the tribe, man. I'm seeing shit. All right.
Austin, is
And
he a shaman or a
my
hedonist?
ego is getting so fucking big. I can't believe it. This is great. I'm going to be reading mine soon, just like Ram Dass. And that's when they'll crucify me, just like Ram Dass said. Yes.
Yeah, I think Dean has natural talent for the visionary arts, if you will.
There you go.
How does that make you feel, Chase? Do you feel inadequate next to your brother Dean?
I want to know if you think he's more of a shaman or a hedonistic man. Which one would you say Dean leans?
I think Dean is a man of extremes. I think he's got both sides to him.
He
I have the
vacillates.
Tao Chase. I have the yin and the yang, each of them swirling within me.
Okay.
And so do you. I am the Christ. You are the Christ. We are the Christ. But you're still locked in your fucking insane asylum, aren't you, Chase? All right. Just come out, come to this other plane. Come join us. Come join us. I'm sorry. I can't. Fucking Ram Dass is forever in my head now. He's fucking infiltrated me. And now I can't stop thinking like him. It's not good. I need to get this hippie shit out of me. I need to fucking, I don't know, watch some Game of Thrones or something just to get back into the real
I
world. Go to the
I
fantasy.
I wrote him off because he's a hippie idol. It's the worst type of idol to be. All the hippies love you, nobody's gonna respect you. So I never looked into him or read his book because I didn't respect him just because hippies liked him, and I never liked his name, Ram Dass. It reminds me of a computer, right? Ram. Remember DOS? Everybody had DOS on the computer or RAM. Yeah.
Hey, I wanted to ask you this on the book club. When he was doing the suicide helpline and that guy called in, what'd you make of his technique? Would that be sanctioned nowadays?
I thought I talked about that. If you ever, he was unbelievably direct with them and actually told him to go ahead and attempt it. And, I'm not here to stop you, but if you want to have a conversation before you, I always did that when I had to have those conversations and I never made notes of it and I never told anybody because I've seen people actually share like, hey, yeah, I told them that's not a big deal. They'll can you. They'll report you to the state, man. There's protocols. If someone says they're suicidal, call the cops, file the report, put it in paperwork, bring them in. Like it the fact that someone says they're suicidal and you document it makes them more likely to kill themselves in the future, I think. Because now, oh, I was fucking depressed. Now I'm labeled as insane. The cops show up. I got to go to this place to get cleared by a psychiatrist. They ruin your life. It's a fascinating thing. It's a paradox. If you call in the suicide hotline for help, that will effectively get you closer to killing yourself, probably.
Uh, Austin, I got a philosophical question for you, man. Because Chase clearly hates institutions. Is that fair, Chase? You hate institutions?
Oh, of what? Which
Well,
ones?
like for example, what you just described, right? Like something that you have to submit notes on everything,
I hate
and you can be
I hate
fired
that you
for
can't
doing
question it.
anything outside pro.
It
Yeah,
was we're
you
fucking
know.
psychologists, man. We're supposed to have great conversations. And if I brought that up in a meeting, which is a valid fucking point, they'd just be like, "Well,
Yeah,
we got to document that. Now we got to fire you." And I'm like, this is fucked, man.
yeah. Institutions serve a role, but in a lot of ways, they're one of the problems with institutions is they can't change, and they really, really struggle to adapt in the new world. Great examples like universities, right? Universities are almost pointless now, especially with AI.
Mm.
Um, Austin, do you value institutions? And do you think that there's a time and a place where do you think maybe institutions are dated? Uh, meaning maybe there's a need for something to replace them, meaning something beyond outside of these kind of almost obscure rules that people have to follow, but they serve an important purpose in society. I'm just curious where Austin stands.
Wow, I'm glad you would ask me such a softball question, Dean.
Yeah, of course.
I've never really had good experiences with institutions. I didn't have a good experience with academic institutions. Thankfully, I have not run into the law and been caught up in those kind of institutions. But I think generally, they're a good idea if they're run well. And I think this is a conversation that me and Steve have often. It's like almost any idea can run well if there are people put in place that have goodwill and like want to make it work. But I feel like what happens is never change, and they ended up taking advantage of the people below them. And it gets to the point where you literally have to like have a revolution and burn them down because they'll once they have power, they never give it away voluntarily.
Now, are you describing a life cycle, meaning this is an inevitability with every institution?
I don't know if it's an inevitability, but it does seem to be a very common pattern for sure.
Yeah. I see. I want to know, like, can you think of an example of a good institution? Like one where you're like for example, a good church or a good school or something like that, where you're like, you know what, this one I buy into. This one does it right.
Well, I think you take that example of India yesterday. Like, there's elements of the institution that they do correctly. Like the guy that wears the garbage bag in Maui, the homeless man who's crazy, but in India, like, he could be a god. He would have his own following. Like that could be a path for him. And so in that case, the Indian institution is providing a path for people, of a different sort. So I think more paths. I think more object, you know, like that. You could be the shaman, you could be the healer, you could be the academic. You need to be able to have more choices instead of just go to college.
You ever thought about just saying fuck it to the psychologist identity and just saying like this is the worst possible name, but a life coach. You know what I mean? Where you are free of all the requirements. You can still say I'm a PhD. You can still have all the credentials, but you are purely out there independent of outside institutions.
Well, it's hard to call yourself a life coach. It's very hard to go from psychologist to life coach now because there you can get a degree in life coaching now. You'll pay some ridiculous amount of money, and they approach it like a football coach. Here's your playbook for the day. You tell them to do all this stuff. They have homework. They come back. Like it's there's a playbook for it now. So they've kind of ruined. Well, I guess that's what a coach does, though. I've never wanted to be a coach in my life. I could never call myself a coach. I hate
Well,
coaches. Yeah.
what if you just said like I'm a sage, you know, you can if you need wisdom, if you need
Nah,
like
I've met a couple
something
psychologists like I'm
that
a
sort of thing.
nah, they use shit like that sage, and I'm like, dude, what did you just say? You'd say that to people?
They
Yeah.
really do. That was a joke. They really would say
In
something like that.
Hawaii,
Oh my
Dean, do you
God.
think they would say that in Hawaii? Absolutely.
Yeah, they would. You're
They would.
absolutely right.
And they're
Fuck.
proud of it. They're
That's
like, I'm
sad.
like a sage. I'm like, don't tell people that. Don't do that. Don't do that. So no, man, you know what I did? I got it on my profile. What is it? It's I think it's like a
I'm
consultant. I forget
curious.
the term. I forget the term. Some type of consulting.
I thought you were
Mm.
gonna say like
Realignment consulting.
realignment. Oh wow.
Yeah.
Oh, real like get your car wheels realigned. I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
You goddamn right. Come on in for a tune-up.
What exactly is being realigned? Are you
I
realigning my
explained it all on my
chakras
side. I don't
or
want to get into it.
my
I don't want to
values?
bore you, you know? Yeah.
I want to hear about the details.
It's all on the page. Read it.
Is there going to be a Dr. Conrad PhD like workbook or like Atomic Habits type text coming out anytime soon?
It would, if there anything ever came out like that, it would be short, like 16 pages. And each page would be a different, just rambling. But it'd be useful. But yeah, I got something out of that a little bit. Yeah. But it'd be 16 pages, man. That's what it would be.
I saw recent Curb Your Enthusiasm where George is publishing a book. You know, Jason Alexander's publishing a book, and it's like 40 pages, and they hold it up. It's pretty thin. It's not much in here. You know, it's like, well, I didn't want to overwhelm people. You know what I mean? I keep it simple. You know, that would be Chase. Like, that's a little thin, don't you think? A little thin. Didn't want to overwhelm people. You know,
It's got to be
that could be
absolutely
Chase.
terrifying to try to be a writer, like not knowing if you're good. You know, I have people read shit and like,
Hard.
yeah.
I don't know how people do it, man. Especially because I've been reading all this. I was talking about this the other day with Austin, and I almost said Obby. Austin and Bobby. Yes. Ram Dass is such a weird writer, but we're also reading this llama. I'm reading this llama book, and this llama guy is such a good writer. He just gets it. He knows how to take super complicated things and make them easy and digestible. And man, that is such a talent. I do not know how you do that, dude.
Can I ask you something? Because you see the youth, and the youth is always up to date with. Is anybody actually writing anything anymore, or is it all AI? Like, how the fuck do you assess like
The good
creativity?
kids.
You can tell. How do you know? How do you know it's not 90% the AI?
It is 90% the AI, but the
Uh,
10% is really good. The 10% that tries, you know? Yeah.
so only 10% of the population now is learning how to write compared to a much
Yeah,
higher
but
amount.
Chase, listen, 10% is going to be the ones who are doing all the shit anyways.
So it's going to be
90% are just going to.
10% of people is going to have
That's
some.
how it always is. You know, you got the elite 10%, and they do everything. They fight for the wealth at the top 10%, you know, and then you get the 1%, and that's the world. Everybody else is in their trailers, and, you know, that's how it is. That's how it is, you know? So I think I made it to the top 70. I think I did. I think I'm in that top 30%, maybe, you know, because I'm not, you know, in Africa dying of AIDS and starvation. You know, I think I'm top 70, but 10%. Nah, I've met those kids, dude. Hey, that's another level of the level of intellectual. Like I'm so aware of how stupid I am in my old age. Like anytime I read these books and shit, I'm always like, oh my god, he's a fucking psychologist from Harvard, and yeah, I spent some time doing computer science analysis, and then I went to India and I studied the language, and I speak these five
They're
languages, and
smart
I'm like,
people back then. Yeah.
was like, dude, I fucking, I'm just
The,
trying to finish a book, man. I
what
just want to read a book. That's it. That's all I could do. You
I
know,
ask, I
so
ask about your kids because I've been going back and forth with all these insurance companies, state organizations. People will send me the same email, but it's like the words are a little different. Like they don't
they're
even
using
read my
AI.
email. I know what they're doing. They're copying the email, putting into AI, and it's replying, and like the AI will miss the point.
Yep,
And I'm
yep,
like, you missed it, totally what I was saying. You wrote me the exact same email. People are just copy and pasting their jobs now to reply. It's since
yeah,
I've seen therapist notes from sessions. They are literally just putting in a couple words to the AI and it's churning it out. CBT,
yep.
practice these three techniques. And we talked about his mother, and that was the I'm
And
like,
guess what? That's acceptable. Saved a lot of time, a
no,
lot of
bro.
effort.
No, man, it's degrading the mind. You're not doing any work. This is
And
interesting because I think the mind's getting used less and less. And I don't know what that looks like. People are
Chase, were you
stupider.
really doing that much with your mind? You know, was it really taking you that
No,
far?
but these people are doing less
Yeah.
than me.
Maybe that's just how it's supposed to be, you know? Maybe I think the future could be a nice Wally scenario, you know, where we all kind of look like the
Mm.
Wally people and stuff. And you know what? I'd be okay with that. I'd be pretty comfortable.
I've just never seen people getting dumber. It's interesting. They're just lazier, lazier, unbelievably lazy.
Yeah, there's a I don't know. From what I see, there's not really a culture like an intellectual culture. And I believe that there was a certain time period that if you showed up to a party and you hadn't read like the most popular books and the most popular philosophy, that you'd be left out. But I don't think that's how it is anymore. I think at one point America probably did have a pretty intellectual culture. I think we We can see that reading books back in the day. They're a lot harder. They're a lot more complicated. They're a lot longer as well.
Well, there
Uh,
was nothing else. There was only reading back then, you know. So you better take your time with it. But I will say you're right, Austin. I read a book, an autobiography of Benjamin Franklin. Really good book, and he started the first library in Philadelphia. But it wasn't like a lot. It was just a whole bunch of intellectual guys who got together creating a book club. Oh my God, we are Benjamin Franklin. We have become Benjamin Franklin. Holy shit. And they would just meet every month and they'd be sharing books. And they had this collective library that they would share with him and the intellectuals there in Philadelphia. And from that place, we get, oh my God, like everything that is America, you know, like there was all kinds of interesting people too. Like it wasn't just doctors and lawyers. There were engineers in there and teachers in there and preachers in there. And they all came together in this little kind of elite club. That's something else that's kind of gone from society. We used to be a people of clubs, you know, like our grandfather, dude, Chase, Daddy Dean was part of like, he was part of the Koalas Club
Yeah,
and
but
the,
he
you know,
was
the
a big
Freemasons.
dog. You're the
All
big
that
dog. You're the
stuff.
big lawyer
Yeah, it
in the
was cool.
small city. Yeah, man, you run
Yeah.
shit.
Dude, he had a gym, a gym. It was his own private gym, and he had a pool table in the locker slash steam room. And Hal talks about, I'm still scarred. Our uncle, he talks about, I'm still scarred from seeing the naked old men playing bumper pool in the in the steam room and stuff like that. You know, I was like, dude, that's kind of cool. Like it was the place to hang, and everybody would talk. They would do all their stuff together. You know. Yeah. I praise our grandfather for making his dream a reality back then.
Wait, like, so I understand this correctly, he had like a billiard table in a sauna,
Yep.
and
Not in the sauna, the locker room, you know?
oh,
Like,
okay.
so like guys, but the point is like they're all naked, like playing pool and shit, you know, in West Texas, you know. It was not gay. I already entertained the idea and realized that they couldn't go from Church of Christ on Broadway down
What?
to the naked building. But yes, it was an interesting thing. Yeah.
There's
Bunch of old
something.
men
I was gonna
bent
say
over
that.
a table.
They weren't old at the time. This is back when they were in 40s and 50s and stuff.
Oh, okay.
So Austin on the other side, you know that farm in Aniana? You've been down there, right?
Yeah, I have been. It's right next to like a lake or a small body of water, right?
That was all built, man. That was all. It was just trees. It was nothing as gross. Our grandma's brother built. He was a doctor in a small town.
Uncle
I,
Doc.
he was so cool. I met him like he was so old when I was young. He died like fishing at his lake that he built, you know. And I was like, he lived in this kick-ass barn where he fucking played poker and drank with his buddies. And I was like, that's what you do. If you were the doctor in an Alabama town, you build your little paradise. You have your friends over for poker and you fish, and that's how you go out. You die fishing. I always admired him for that. Like it's just he made the best life he could. And that place is genuinely beautiful. It is man-made though. It's man-made. Fucking incredible.
I wonder how they got the water there.
There's a stream that comes down the mountain that feeds it. Natural stream.
Ah, but there's like different lakes. There's
You
the lake
do
in the middle and then
irrigation,
two.
brother. That's what it's called.
Interesting. Wow. That's pretty cool. Pretty
Yeah.
cool. Yeah. One day I'll keep talking to Vic about that and he keeps keeps putting it off. He's like, ah.
I'm so disappointed in our parents. I'm like, hey, guys, you guys are just, if you got some coin, just, build something cool. Go live somewhere cool. Do something cool, man. That's what isn't that what you guys would do? I mean, like, you build a fucking kick-ass piece of land, and build a compound, build a fucking lake or the surf shack on the beach. Like, do something. Jesus.
You see, I find contentment with what I have now. I have paradise here, Chase. Here in Beijing, China. Yes.
I'll tell you what,
I should
I'd never want
gift
you to
for you.
come back. This is the best version of Dean, is the Chinese Dean. 100%.
Thank you. You didn't think much of my other versions, I guess, but I
Such a
think
it's
it's
a
the same.
dramatic improvement. It's the better
I think
version
the
of
same
yourself.
thing is true of Vic, though. Like I prefer the Colombian
Oh,
Vic,
When
Colombian
when our
voice.
father moved to South America, he became a tolerable person. Yes.
Yeah, Yeah, and I know that's the highest praise Chase is going to give him tolerable.
It might make him
It's
cry. Yeah. Yeah, dude. And that's huge, man. You know what it was? He discovered weed in Peru. It was like, hey, man, this is pretty. I'm like, yeah, yeah, I
Does he
know.
smoke with you? Do you guys get high together?
Rarely. But when we do, he has a good time. Yeah.
Yeah. The
Chase,
few
would
times
you?
I've gotten high,
Oh, I'm sorry, Dean. Would you consider giving him magic mushrooms? Can you think he would tolerate that?
I tried to give him acid. He
Dean fucking
chickened out.
tries. I don't know, man. I think that might be too much, too late. But I don't think
Well,
he'd ever
still.
do it. That ego is pretty strong in that man. But no, I if he wanted to do it, I'd sit with him, but I give that a less than 10% chance.
Man, me, my buddy George, and he brought some other guy. George was like the Silk Road dude. He had all the fucking connections, and he came down with like a whole mess of acid, and we were tripping
Yeah,
balls down there on the beach, man. It
but
was a
that
good
was
time.
probably it. He wasn't going to trip with strangers. He probably would have done it with you.
But this was after the trip. I was like, Vic, he was like, hey, you got one of these? Yeah, so yeah, I'll give you one after, and I'll help you. I'll be like your sober, your buddy,
Oh, I
all
didn't
that
trust you.
stuff. No, he really thought you know what he did? He started asking me, you think I should do this? You think I should do this? You think I'm gonna go crazy? And in the end, he decided not because I was like, yeah, dude, I'll be weird. Don't worry about it. I'll make sure you're good and all
Yeah,
that.
did
But
you give
I did
that
not.
false sense of security? Fucking Dean, fucking Maui, which was good. I'm glad I took the LSD, but
What? I was very good to you in Maui. Are you
you said
serious?
double up, and we did.
No,
And
I didn't. I did not. I
yeah.
said, you said, what are you taking? I was like, two. And you're like, I'll take two.
No, I
I was
said,
like,
should
okay.
I take one? You're like, no, man, take two. And I did. And I just
What? You are
no,
misremembering
I'm
this
not.
so
Look, I just
I
remember
said I'm taking two, and you're like, I'm not a pussy, and you fucking put down two, and I was like, okay.
I was fucking gone. I was looking at the dog, and the dog was like, man, like me and the dog had a moment. Like your dog's like, you're fucked. And I'm like,
I
I
remember
know.
you.
I'm fucking way higher than I thought I needed to be. Yeah. I saw you in past life. You were a past life dean for that whole trip. I was like, that's a woman talking to me right now. It's comforting.
What?
You
What
were
are
a
you talking about? I don't
Southern
remember that.
Texas woman that was overweight, but unbelievably genial and fucking
Jesus
jovial and
Christ,
happy.
the fuck. The female energy came out. I need that. It needs to be balanced within me.
Yeah. The director. You were wearing your
That's
sunglasses. Yeah.
that's what I remember. The director. I missed those. I lost those sunglasses, and I'm fucking pissed because they were perfect. I don't
They
know
were
what the fuck
great.
happened.
Sunglasses, wooden sunglasses are fantastic. Fantastic. Hey, let me ask
Hey,
you
Dean,
guys
you
something.
you said
Austin, have you ever worn
Dean was
sunglasses? Have you ever been a sunglasses man? Because you're a glasses man. I imagine you would be a sunglasses man.
I have a pair of transitions I like glasses, and I feel like the biggest nerd in the world when I'm
Why?
walking around in those things.
What? Why?
Ah,
They got to be right. Sunglasses are a tough decision.
Well, sure, but why do you feel
they
like a
are.
nerd? Glasses make you look smarter in general.
No transitions. I understand what he's saying.
What is he
Transitions are
saying?
They're they're like molestatorial, if I can coin a term.
Oh,
Quite molestatorial. You would see these glasses worn in a cage somewhere for sex offenders. I feel like it's just they're not the right glasses for it. Is what I'm trying to say. And being like a kind of like just a generic white male with these glasses on, I feel like people avoided me when they saw me walking down the street. So
have you ever tried the circular lenses where they're just big circles?
Marty does that. That's his
I was
thing.
about to say, yeah,
No,
that's
he ruined
Marty.
it
That's
for you.
Marty. Man. That's the John Lennon. That's a whole look, the John Lennon sort
Dude,
of
if
look,
you have the circular glasses, I feel like you actually have to be smart. You can't be pretending to be smart. You need to know something to wear those types of glasses. In my mind, I don't wear them. That should tell you something.
It is interesting, Austin, because like so for example, like Bobby, I feel like if I saw Bobby walking down the street, I would maybe think this is a Christ-like person, you know, because of the hair and the beard, and
You check your wallet just in case, see
also,
if it's still
I
there.
the other day he stood up during the podcast. So Austin, is Bobby tall?
He's like slightly above average, maybe, but not
Okay, like
not
five
tall.
eleven, something like that,
Yeah,
or
probably 5'10",
okay,
5'11".
so like a skinny, like beautiful red hair, like walking down the street. I would be like, oh, this is a holy man here, you know. But
Uh,
Austin, I don't feel like you have the aura. Do you know what I mean? Like I haven't really, I don't know what it's like when you're
ugh,
walking around on your ninja bike or whatever, but like do you feel like you have
no.
an aura that is bringing people towards you,
He
inviting
has
that
zero
energy
aura
that
and he's proud of his zero aura. That's what I think.
okay,
Yeah, I
well, answer the
cultivate.
question.
No, dude, no. I'd say I have a demeanor of a like general retardation. You know, I have a tendency to like stare into space a lot, and I don't think it comes off well, honestly.
Why?
I think Austin has a
Don't do that to yourself.
no,
Don't
no, no.
do
He
that,
likes that.
Austin.
He likes that. He doesn't want to have fucking stupid conversations. He prefers that. I think Austin, if you want, he has an energy of forgettability. He'll walk right by you. You're like, was that the breeze? Was that a leaf or was that a person? I don't know. And you just keep walking. But I think he likes that. I think he prefers that because
I actually do.
I
I
think you've
cultivate that.
tried. I think you have tried to be more personable in the past, and you've been unbelievably disappointed and let down over and over
Austin, what are you
again.
running from, man? What's going on, huh? Why you hate the world so much? Come on, dude.
No, it's a
Man, you got
great
too little
coping
to say.
technique. You're doing the right thing. Don't let him. Don't listen to this guy.
I don't hate the world. I just don't want to talk to anybody most of the time.
You're gonna have the best conversation of your life if you talk to Austin, man. Like it's
I'm
gonna
right
go
with you,
deep.
Austin. I don't want to talk to
You
anybody.
you
They're
got to
all
work for it though. I'm not gonna chat you up about normal things, but if you bring up a book I like, yeah, I'll talk to you all night. But it's
Nobody reads.
difficult.
Come on. Who's gonna come up to you and talk about a book? Nobody.
Nobody.
You have to bring them the book. You come up to them and you hand them the book like it's the Holy Bible, and you say, "This is gonna change your life." You know, and that's how the conversation begins.
Yeah, Bobby does that to me. Bobby's done that to me a lot. I'll give him a lot of credit, man. Bobby's passed on a lot of
You,
really good texts.
you know what I like about Bobby is he's got a wealth of knowledge. He does, and he has a tendency to go. But if you start talking, he will stop. Like I can cut him off if I want to, and I love that. There are some people that know a lot and they don't stop talking. If you want to interject, it's impossible. Once they get going, you fucking you can't. I don't appreciate people that don't yield in conversations. He does. He's very aware of others. It's nice.
The Greg situation. Yeah, like our
Yes. Oh.
Greg is Austin. He's our adopted grandmother's son,
We
and
like
he
him. We
is.
do like him. We
I
like him
like
a
him.
lot.
Yeah, he's a weed guy. Weed guy.
Yeah, that's why we like
Big
him.
dude,
Yeah.
like 6'5", like 250, big thick dude. And but
Mhm.
he will talk and talk and talk and talk and talk. And if you cut him off, he will be like, "Oh, thank you," because he's having such a good time.
But
You know what I
that's
mean? He
so
doesn't
this
realize.
is such a beautiful and this is a great teaching story for all the fucking congregation out there. Is I was talking to Greg. Greg has weed. We're having a great time, but 20, 30 minutes in, he's rambling. It's my first or
Chase,
second
you're
time.
misremembering this story.
Hang on. It's
Yeah.
first, second time I'm hanging out with this guy. I'm not comfortable enough to tell him to shut up or cut him off. But Dean comes around, you're smoking. Dean's just like, you know what, Greg? You've talked enough. But Dean had hung out with him. He knew him for a year.
I've hung out with him many times. Yeah,
Dude, so
yeah.
Dean, I'm so glad you did that. And then he shut up. He did. He redirected. But Dean was like, "You've talked enough, bro. It's time for the adults to talk." And he did.
I liked Greg. Greg didn't have many friends, and he
Nah,
was
he
very
would admit
happy.
that. He would admit that.
Yeah,
I don't need friends, but I do
yeah,
enjoy your company. I'm like, yeah, I bet you do. Yeah, yeah.
yeah. Yeah. Just wants to show off his little. That's another dude. He's got his little kingdom out there in Canyon.
Yeah.
I built my little pool. I built my
I
little crazy
something
yard.
about people that build their own little kingdom is fucking cool, man. It's something to be proud of. And
You
like
know what I'm?
there's zero jealousy. Like all I have is admiration for those people.
I
Admiration.
wish I knew. I wish I knew how to build shit. I don't know how to build anything, man.
How to
Like
build it.
I like. I
Yeah.
don't know any technical. Like Austin, like I knew, like Marty was teaching guys mechanic shit. Like you can deal with a car, right? Like for example, if you can change oil, right? You can do that, right?
Yeah, I can change oil. I've actually thought a lot about this, Dean. Like, I feel bad that I don't know more practical things, dude. I've actually like lamented the fact heavily that I can't build a house from the ground up. That's something I'd really like to be able to do.
Why?
There was, oh, dude, you don't understand that? I totally understand that. Yeah.
First off, I had a shack. We all had we've been to the shack, and helping put that house together. I will never do that again, ever. Building a deck, putting some screws and nails in the wood, that's fine, dude. Throwing up fucking glass doors, electric shit, no. Roof shit, 30 feet off the ground, dangling by the edge of your foot, wondering if you're gonna break your back. No, no. I'll pay
See,
somebody and proudly do it. I paid for all this. Didn't do it myself.
I can't remember where I heard this podcast. This is a long time ago, but this guy came on and he was an expert in building your own house. Like he wrote the book, and there's apparently this book on building your own house. This was when you guys remember when like tiny houses were a big thing, the tiny homes and all that. And this guy said, "Nah, tiny homes are shit. You don't want that. What you want is a small house." You know, and that was his expertise, talking about building small houses. It was kind of like what Hawaii Greg had. And you remember that? I think Greg built that house, as a matter of fact, in Maui. Chase, you remember the neighbor or whatever?
Yeah.
Um, Austin, this guy had like a hut, but it was nice. It was like you'd walk in, there was the main room, two side rooms, and a kitchen. Like that. That was it. It was simple, but it was good. It was his. He kept it together. And this guy said it is shockingly easy to build a house as long as you just follow the instructions. And there's this book, and I've always wanted to read it on building small houses. One day, I'm going to read that book
Bullshit.
and then not build a house. But I am going to read that book, and I'm going to say I can build a house theoretically.
Brutal. The physical side is completely overlooked. People get infatuated. I want to build my own shit. You get out there, no man, I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this shit, man. It's like serious injury, unbelievable fucking fatigue. Just muscles hurting. You never hurt. You fuck it up. You measure wrong. It's fucked. You got to drive to the hardware store again. It's brutal. No, no.
A lot of people
Yeah.
have joy in that experience. Go ahead, Austin.
Yeah, there was a guy I watched a documentary about him. He wrote a book about building houses into like the sides of mountains and hills. That was
Oh,
pretty
interesting.
awesome.
Be cool.
So I got a lawnmower going by. You guys hear that?
No.
Okay.
But I always like that about Alabama houses. There's something about Alabama houses I like, and one of those things is like being built on a slant. They all got basements, which are cool, and like the idea of like you're always on an angle, so there's a little bit of a view. Even if you're like
Mm,
looking back at woods, you can still have a deck that's looking back at something. And I like that. I like that hill house sort of vibe. It's cool. Cozy, comfortable.
Man, views are underestimated. I would wonder what the psychological effects are of having a kick-ass view, or even just a good view, like of the woods. Something to go on your back porch at night and just sit, drink, smoke, rock. I wonder what that would do for the person compared to being
Oh, just
fucking.
look at your stepbrother, Austin's older brother, and there you go. That's the psychological impact it'll have, You'll just
What's the
say
example? I don't understand.
it's get to be a man of the community. You get to grow a mustache. You get to go and
Mm,
become somebody where you go to watch the game and enjoy life, have a good girl around you, and life just becomes peaceful. Good. I think that's what a view does to you, brother.
yeah, sure. That sounds great.
This is why we should build a house on a hill. Thank you,
Well,
older
don't
brother.
build your house on the sand. That's what they say.
That's what they
Well,
say.
Dean, we
Yeah.
all know the perfect house. Me and Dad. I will remember this. It's amazing, isn't it interesting the vivid memories that your brain has? It's like a portrait in your head. It's fucking it's Kauai and it's a
Oh yeah.
view. And what are you doing in Kauai?
Laying on the grass. Yeah.
It's a small
All right,
yard.
but
It's
you
beautiful
know what I
grass.
remember?
And
I
Dean's just
remember
doing
this.
a grass angel. A grass angel.
Speaking of like interesting memories, I vividly remember you going into that basement
Basement,
area
plotting it out.
and
Yeah,
you went in, you became an interior designer and you're like, this is
sure.
where the pool table goes.
This,
This is where the ping pong table goes. And it was that same level of intensity you talk about with me where I get excited about something. You got excited about that basement,
I
man. You
think
could
that's
see it.
the closest. If you gave us something in a beautiful place, that's the closest we could get to our sexual urges with excitement. Design this basement and with the view of the ocean and the bay. Okay, I got this 100% 24/7. This is all I will do. Thank you. Yeah.
It's that was also interesting because I remember this. I think this was after West Palm Beach, right? I think that's when you went. And I remember it took you several days because I was like, I started that vacation. I was like, whoa, I'm loving this. This is great. But it took you like several days to cleanse the evil from you. I always remember that. Like, oh, Chase has to decompress, man. Like he can't just go, drop out of the atmosphere and come back to planet Earth. That was an important lesson, man. Like I learned that about you. You can't just like make a 180. There has to be the come down, and then you can start to enjoy shit
What an
properly.
important life lesson. Yeah, man. Just because you shift environments doesn't mean the change's immediate. Like there is a
Mhm.
transition period for sure.
Sure, sure, absolutely.
I'm a big proponent of that though. It's not that I hate Alabama. I've found that every new environment I go to, it's a different version of Chase. It's still Chase, but it's 2.0 or 2.1 or evolved in some sort. Yeah.
I got a question. How do you decompress? Like literally, you've been in a high stress situation, and the stress is over. Think like
Mm.
post PhD, post West Palm Beach. What are the things, the techniques, the methods you use to get the tension released?
I go back to the basics. Um, People always think it's sex or to me, it's like working out. Like I'll start running. I'll just start religiously running, lift a little bit of weight. Like I get in better shape. I start eating better. Like that's the first things I do. It's like, all right, I need to take care of myself because I've been abusing myself for a long time.
Mm. It's amazing to me that you lose that because I would think that you would just maintain that throughout your life because it's
Oh,
habit.
no,
You
bro.
know what
That's the
I'm saying?
first thing when I know I'm starting to go, it's just like, I fucking hate working out. I got no energy. It's like, uh-oh. Yeah.
Because I would think like the run is the relief. Like that's what you have to do it
There's
in
no
order to
energy
stay.
to run. There's no
Uh,
energy. Yeah.
Gee.
Yeah. It's just
See what I mean, man? Your energy distribution is all fucked up. It's all fucked up. You don't
I
have
am
enough.
I am a
You know.
prop I am unbelievably actionary, man. Can't wear it on my sleeve. If things are going well, it's the best version of Chase. If things are going no good, he's gonna bitch a bit. It's congruent. It's mood congruent my whole life.
But what about the ability to go back to a neutral place?
Yeah. I think I'm getting better.
Yeah.
I think so. Yeah. I think that's unbelievably important.
Okay. Good. 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 Austin, I'm sorry. Me and Chase been talking this whole fucking time. I apologize,
Hey
man.
Austin, let me ask you something, man. You know, speaking about like cutting people off. When have you ever cut anybody off in your entire life? Have you ever cut anybody off? Have you ever tried it? Feels good. Feels good sometimes, but you know what? You've talked enough. It's my turn to talk.
I just don't really have anything
You
important to
raise
say.
your hand literally in these meetings. Why don't you just say it? We will yield. We will yield. Just be, hey man, I got something to say. You know what, Dean? You've talked enough. Good God. It's that's all it takes. That's it.
No, genuinely, what I don't want to have to happen is like any awkwardness in the conversation, And I don't, and like I've been there before. We feel like if you think of what you have to say is too important, you end up coming off badly, I think. And maybe I've gone too far in the other direction, but generally, I try not to cut people off. But Dean, I did cut Dean off earlier, but I wanted to hear this because it sounded interesting. You said that you smoked with Vic a couple of times, I believe, and that was a story I did want to hear.
Oh, it got funny. Got funny. Really, really, he's very funny. So me and Vic, like, and this has basically become all our conversations now. He will call bitch about Chase, and then I'll transition to just us referencing some shit, And like last night, he calls, he bitch about Chase, and then we just start quoting songs at each other. And he's like, I don't know about this AI, but maybe in the year 2525, if man is still alive. And I'll be like, yeah, well, Dad. All I can tell you is that these kicks just keep getting harder to find, and that these kicks and bringing me peace of mind. And maybe I'm gonna find out it's too late. And girl, you better get something. And he always Wu Yin, his family, like he grew up in a whorehouse. His mom was a cook in a whorehouse, right? And he'll always say like, so that Wu Yin, did he grow up in the house of the rising sun? You know, like it just these are our conversations, and you know what? I like it that way. It's fun, light, and that's how it is when we're high. It's just nonstop that shit, and it's good. I think he's one of the best people to be high with. I like being high with him. He becomes a very
It,
tolerable person.
Vic is fantastic funny. If
Yeah.
serious, if you're going to jail, he's good. He'll calm you down. If things are going bad, he will rub it in your face. So it's better to just stay funny. Just stay funny with him. You know, just like just keep it jokes. Because if he gets serious, he will come at you and just make fun of you viciously. But if
Yeah.
I the fear of going to jail, he would have my back. But everything else, not so much. Yeah, it's an
I don't
interesting
know what
approach
that
to
is,
life.
but
Yeah.
I think there must be something. What is that enjoyment of rubbing it in people's face? And by rubbing it in your face, you know they mean shit, right? Like just putting it down there, just saying like fucking
Feels
get him.
good. It feels good to put other people down. People don't say that, but it does. It feels good, you know? Yeah.
That's he's a master of it. He is, But I guess that's just part of his personality. Yeah. How about you? Did you ever get high with Marty?
Yeah, once or twice.
How did that go?
It was fine. You know,
Yeah.
he's pretty much the same.
See, this is no, 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 no. This is the stark difference. Is our father is critical. Yours was unbelievably loving, like over the top. Just, I love you, man. I'm like, all right, man. You've said that like 12 times. We got it. We got you, man.
Yeah, he would just keep talking about how good weed was. I was like, okay, yeah, like I agree with you. Okay,
Sweet is really good.
yeah, but yeah, he'd regale me of stories about Thai sticks from Vietnam, and when he got high, he would just talk about weed a lot. And
Did he go to Vietnam?
no, his brother Mike was in the
Oh,
Air Force, I believe, during Vietnam.
oh.
He didn't go to
I was
Vietnam.
I was like, Jesus Christ, I didn't know Marty was that old. That blew my mind right there. Yeah, I was okay, okay. I
Yeah,
was like,
but
holy
back in the day, the kind of cannabis they get was like called Thai sticks, and I guess it came from Southeast Asia and all this stuff. So he would reference that and talk about how good the Thai sticks were and that kind of thing.
back in the day, man. He's from Alabama, right?
Tennessee.
Yeah, yeah, he's from the South. He spent a lot of he went to high school in Alabama at least.
Okay, high school.
Pretty sure he's from Tennessee, bro. I don't think he went to high school in Alabama.
No, he definitely went to high school in Alabama, but yeah, I'm not positive actually where he was born at. I mean, I know it was in the South, obviously.
That's just
Um,
love it.
well, you guys probably Dean probably won't care for this conversation because he's kind of a downer when it comes to aliens. But there's a large
Yeah.
anomalous structure coming through the solar system, right? Called
The one,
Atlas.
the one that snuck behind the sun that could be here in November.
Wu
Is
Yin
it
is obsessed with this. Yes.
okay? What's his take? Yeah, what's your take and what's his take?
My take is so there's one professor at Harvard, and by
Yeah.
the way, there's one guy, and there's like there the rest of the community, like 99% of the astrophysicist community is like, yeah, no, it's nothing. It's just one fucking guy, and Wu Yin's like, I think they're coming. I think they're coming. It's finally happening. And yeah, I think it's why is it always with Bigfoot and stuff like that? You can't take photos of him because he has a psychic barrier between that sort of shit. Oh, this one is behind the sun, and therefore we can't take a photo of it. Blah 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 blah. Just no, come on. Let me see a photo. Let me get something real, man. Have no
If
excuse. Just you
is
know.
it that there is no photo, or is it the fact that you just think it's unbelievably absurd?
I no, I would believe it if there was something
Okay.
legit, but the
Okay.
fact that it's one. Like it's always one guy.
Yeah.
When is there gonna be like fucking Fox News alert? Like they're here, they're at the White House. Just everybody, this is it. This is it. Like where's the War of the Worlds moment?
You think
That's what
that's
I'm waiting.
likely to happen?
Oh yeah, aliens show up like Independence Day.
Okay,
Like fuck.
so I tend to think Austin's on the same realm. It's just like this will happen at some point. They're gonna just be sitting there in the sky, and we be like, oh, they're fucking real. So uh, I think that's what people want it to happen. People, but then I feel like I don't know what do you think the split is in the population that believes in aliens and doesn't?
When you say believe in it, you mean just like life out
No,
there in the
no,
universe?
no.
What do you mean?
I mean like an advanced species way more evolved than us that that could have
Like in
engineered us.
contact with us?
I don't know, but just way more evolved
I
than
mean, like
you.
I could believe that. I could
What do you
believe that,
think the
sure. But
split is, though? What do you think the split is?
oh, I think it's pretty high. I think people definitely believe there's something out there.
Really, you
Yeah.
think the majority think there's aliens?
I think where they don't believe is that they've made contact with us. That's what they don't.
Intelligent life or just fucking
Yeah, I think there's probably intelligent life out there. Why not? I don't see why that in terms of probability and the infiniteness of the universe, why not? You know?
oh, I don't know. I don't know. Nobody gives a straight answer on it. People avoid that topic quite a bit. I don't know why.
When it comes to like, UFOs abducting people and giving you an anal probe, that's where people get shaky. But life, yeah, no, I think people
No,
pretty
I think when you question their fucking foundation with their religion, if you say, "Hey, we were engineered by something else," like, no, 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 not possible.
uh I guess I haven't been dealing with religious people in a long time, man. Like that's the one thing I like about Buddhism. They don't seem to give a shit about creationism. They don't seem to give it. They don't really care about the origin. You know what I mean? Like why do we get obsessed over like these fucking the Earth's 10,000 years old bullshit? What? No, they got more important things to worry about. Who cares?
How what chunk of the population do you think still is like mainstream religion?
Apparently people are going back to church. That's what I've heard. I've heard that like things are so bad in the states that the churches are seeing attendance go up.
Like
I've heard
Christian
that. I don't know if
Islam.
it's true.
You think what do you think the population of the world is that does that? You think it's going up? Really?
In America, I have heard, you guys can confirm this, but I've heard people are getting more religious because things are so rough, you
Austin
know?
could. I couldn't tell you.
Uh, I don't really hang around with a lot of religious people, but there are definitely people that I would never have expected. People like in the sciences and the like computer sciences that have become Christian since I've talked to them. And these are people
Yeah.
that like have a pretty good like not only like scientists, but actually like pretty intelligent people who now think that God sent himself to sacrifice himself to himself in order to wash away the burden that he put upon us in the first place. It's like it's such an absurd notion. I can totally get spirituality, but the kind of the main monotheistic religions of Judaism, Christianity, and Islam. It's wild that anybody would believe that in the modern age, especially scientifically literate people.
Look at Christopher Hitchens over here. My God, man, Austin, I'm shocked at this. I thought you were somebody of incredible compassion and openness for all peoples and religions. I'm shocked to hear this judgment from you.
What, Austin, do you hope that it is an alien ship and that they come and that they, put in a new world order or wipe us out? Or would you prefer it to just be false news, fake news?
I hope it's like an abandoned alien ship that isn't trying to kill
Oh,
us all.
with
But
like a alien on board that killed everybody. That'd be kind of cool. Yeah.
that'd be pretty cool. Sometimes when I can't sleep, I imagine myself floating through space and like coming across old alien technology and going through like tunnels underneath
Okay,
Mars.
I hope I'm part of that crew. That sounds like a fucking fantastic fantasy. I hope I'm right there with you.
It like
Austin, did you ever read a Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy? Did you ever read that?
I've listened to it a little bit, and I've read like the very beginning of it.
The theory, what I've heard is that I haven't read it, but I've heard the theoretical premise is that one day aliens come, and they come because the Earth is in the way of in an intergalactic highway, and so they have to destroy it. Like they're just like, yeah, sorry, hey, sorry guys, we're gonna eliminate your species, but you're in the way of a highway, so bye. And then it's over, and there's one human who fucking survives. That's it, and it's just following that one guy, the last human on Earth, who's in the way of a fucking highway. So maybe it'll be like that, you know.
I could see
We were
that.
all we were nothing all along.
Austin, some of my favorite fantasies, particularly to go to sleep to, are always like science fiction, like to get my own ship, cruising through the galaxy, getting in it. Like I love that idea. Just infinite space, infinite possibilities of what you'll see and meet. Like I love space. I love sci-fi shit like that. I hope
Never
I'm part
like
of the crew. Hope we are. Hope we're like
never like
bounty
sci-fi
hunters.
stuff. You know? I
I
always wanted to
had
go
no. Fuck, what the
magic and
fuck is
stuff.
wrong
That was
with you?
more.
What?
Yeah, yeah. Like in video games and stuff, I was always like knights and swords, killing monsters. I never
Sure.
liked the sci-fi games and
For
stuff.
video,
You know?
I'm talking about a book or just getting lost in a thought,
Yeah,
not a
even that.
game.
Never got into sci-fi books. I've
Hmm.
tried a few. Wu Yin's really into sci-fi books. He reads them all, you know. And I just can't. I don't know. It's just not my cup of tea, you know. I don't know what
There's a
I'm.
ton of different genres, man. If you find one that niches with you, you might like it.
Not much into fiction, to be honest with you.
Maybe
It's
that's
very
it.
rare.
Maybe you're more a nonfiction guy. Yeah, historical shit. You want to know that. I like knowing shit's accurate too. Like a story that's true is different than a made up story for sure. But like falling asleep, I like my fantasies. I like my fantasies. They help me sleep. I sleep great because I can go to Fantasyland. I don't think people that
Mm.
sleep well know how to go to Fantasyland. They just it's like locked out of that realm. And that's a devastating fucking disadvantage to have in life if you cannot sleep consistently.
I've gotten better, a lot better.
Hmm.
First time in my life, been
Why do you
sleeping pretty
think that
consistent.
is? You've
Um,
interacted with the mind on a deeper plane.
could be. I don't know. I think that maybe could be.
Maybe.
But yeah, it used to be a serious problem. Like I'm talking like you see, I got these fucking bags under my eyes. I've had these since I was a teenager because I always had trouble sleeping. Always. Like it was one of those things where just like I'd be laying in bed and th- just staring at the ceiling until dawn, you know?
Am I
It was
gay?
just
Am
a
I not gay? Am I gay? Am I not gay?
I was probably part of it, yeah. But
Probably.
there was no I'm not gay. It was just like fuck, I'm gay. What do I do? You know. But yeah, I don't really know. Maybe it is the meditation that helped out with the stuff, but it's been very good.
The I think
Cold
be
room, cold room is very important. Have a cold room to sleep in.
so
That's very
hygiene and situational shit's important, but the fact that you can visualize in your head and go to a place that's unbelievably comforting, I think that people like can do that can sleep pretty well. I think so.
Dina, I've had the same issue since I was really young. I would literally lay there all night and maybe get an hour or two of sleep before school and be exhausted the entire day. And then when I got off school, I would have a burst of energy until I had to go to sleep again, and I'd have the insomnia. It was like a constant cycle, but it folded into everything else, the depression primarily and the anxiety. But the insomnia was like an integral piece of the problem. Like it like not sleeping, especially for multiple days in a row, affects every area of your life. You become emotionally dysregulated, cognitively impaired. Like you can't remember anything. Like how are you even supposed to go to school if you can't even stay awake? You know. So it like props on you for getting through it somehow, man, because it pretty much like ruined me as like academically, not being able to
Are you good?
sleep.
Are you good now? Can you sleep?
Uh, it comes and goes, you know. It definitely comes and goes, and it's funny because you would think with the meditation, since it like relaxes you quite a bit, like that doesn't always help me sleep, even though I feel like mentally I'm doing much better. But that doesn't necessarily mean that I'm able to go to sleep faster. It kind of comes and goes unpredictably.
See, that's interesting because when I think of your meditations, I think of energy, you know? So I wouldn't necessarily think that sleep would be the natural consequence of that. I would think of like starting the day off with a meditation to get you going.
That would make more sense, but I tend to meditate later in the day, and you are absolutely right. Like I feel very stimulated after the meditation session typically, and that could be part of the problem. But I'm not going to stop meditating. Like I'm definitely not going to be doing that. So I'd rather have a little bit of insomnia because the payoff is higher. But when I was just laying in bed and I wasn't meditating, it like really weighed on me terribly. But with meditation, it's much easier to deal with. Like because now I don't know, like my resilience is up fivefold. So what a bad night of sleep used to wreck me for the entire day, and now it's just a minor inconvenience. So
But
Yeah.
let me ask you
Chase, I'm
guys.
telling you, man.
I
Go
was
ahead.
gonna say because I don't never really struggled with sleep. Have you guys ever dabbled with the pills for sleep? Have they helped? Have they made shit worse?
I never dealt with pharmaceuticals to help me sleep. I have a paradoxical reaction to NyQuil and stuff like that.
Hmm.
It makes me feel really jittery. I've had some success with like herbs and stuff, ashwagandha, holy basil, things like that can help. But they're definitely they're not a magic bullet as far as that goes.
I used to do melatonin a little bit, but even
Mm.
that was pretty puny. And I remember I never did something like Ambien because I remember in college, like back in freshman year, we used to use Ambien to get high. Like it was
Mm.
crazy powerful. I couldn't believe how powerful Ambien was. Like you stay up on Ambien, holy shit! Like you were fucking high as Jesus on the fucking shuttle. You know, like it is powerful stuff. So yeah, I always think about that. Like like people in America today, they take their Ambien for sleep, they take their Ozempic for their weight loss. You know, you take your Prozac for your depression, and then you take your testosterone to keep you in shape. You know, like we're just living on this crazy drug cocktail, man. And I again, maybe it's the hippie in me, and I guess, man, I guess the hippie is growing, but I don't know. I just feel like all natural is always the correct way to. You go as natural as you can for as long as you can. You know, I can't tell you why I think that's the best thing to do, but I just believe in it, man. I'm not gonna do those. Mom keeps telling me, just get the shot in the ass. I do it every month. It's great. Like you never have to do it. And I just feel like if I did it, I would somehow lose something. You know what I mean? I don't know why. I just can't do it. I can't make myself do it. So I don't know.
I've taken Vic's giving me a couple pills on occasion for the flight, or maybe one night with jet lag or some fucking horrible marijuana concoction. And it's just like marijuana will take you to nightmare land, but some of those pills, it's like teleporting. I close my eyes and I open them. I am not refreshed. It must have been 3 minutes. No, it's been 9 hours. I've been asleep, but I don't dream. I don't remember
Wow.
anything. And it's just snap of the fingers and I wake up. I'm like, man, this is what people take. Like you teleport to the morning and you feel like shit. I'd rather stay up all night. No fucking way, bro. Horrible. Horrible shit.
I remember there was this medication. Chase, I don't know if you ever came across this when you were doing rehab. Have you ever heard of a medication called Mirazepam?
Yes.
You do know the Mirazepam. Okay, so I think it's used for schizophrenia. I think so. I'm not 100% sure, but I had a friend who got on Mirazepam,
Is it
and I have
lorazepam or murazepam?
M Mirazepam. Yeah,
Murazepam.
yeah. Um, but anyways, she got on this medication. I have never seen such a transformation of a person. It was like they took the soul out of her, you know? Like she just was not the same fucking person. And what's that more? Like she gained a huge amount of weight. She looked like shit. It was all because of this medication.
Yeah.
But she said it was the only thing that could get her to fucking sleep. That was it. Like it was the only way. Otherwise, she could not live without the
I
medication.
look, man, working it, you worked summer or two there as well, and working
Yeah.
in those rehabs with the worst of the worst in the fucking mental hospitals. It's like genes matter. You cannot fucking have a kid with somebody with a mood disorder or a psychotic disorder. Or if you have that shit, don't be having kids. Don't pass that shit on, man. Like just cut. That sounds horrible. It's like it is just. I'm a proponent of medication because I've seen too many times where I'm like, this person's fucked. Like that
Yeah.
brain, I'm shocked that they've survived this long. Please give them a pill. But if you're fucking somewhat normal, like totally with you, all natural is the best way to go. There's always a solution.
Right.
There's always insight to gain. But some people are broken from the get-go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You ever thought about taking testosterone?
No, I don't feel like I need it yet. No. It feels very stable in that area.
Does Vic take it?
I don't know. I don't ask.
Interesting. Interesting. Okay. Anything else to talk about, gentlemen?
No.
I
Call it
think we're
there.
good. I think we We made some good progress today.
Ye, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, thanks for listening to the Divine Brothers. We'll see you next time.